Alright guys, I told you we were doing another adventure, and I'm not walking. This is the current river, and we are down at Baptiste, something like that, and we're going to put in our canoe that apparently has a hole in it. But it is, you know, it's part of the adventure, I guess. It doesn't go all the way through, so we're good to go. But it's going to be nice. It rained like crazy this morning, and there's, we saw a nice heron on the way in here. We saw two bald eagles while we were waiting for the lift up here, and so we're hoping to see some more. It's supposed to clear up and warm up to about 70s, 75. So not super hot as yesterday, but hopefully a lot warmer today. This is sort of an impromptu trip, so we're not super prepared, but it's going to give us something to do. And it's not walking because my legs are hurting. So we're gonna get rolling here and see if the boat floats. So we came across the first log jam that the guy was telling us about, and it's pretty nasty. They cut it so you could, I guess, go through there if you were skilled, which I am not, but we're still gonna have to kind of do a pullover here. Nasty stuff. This is a lot more interesting than the Merrimack, that's for sure. This is a cool float, but it keeps you on your toes. Folks, here we are down at Cedar Grove. There's a guy who caught a big old trout right up there around the bend. So this is kind of our halfway point. We put in about 8:30, 9 o'clock or so, and it is just about 11:30, so about 3 hours for us to get down here, which is apparently a very good time. We've been paddling hard. I'm not a good canoeist. I've seen a couple Bill Mason videos and watched a little bit of Paul Kirtley, so I know a little bit, but not much. But this is definitely an interesting experience, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. I do possibly have another trip next month that might be a bit more of a floating type trip, so I'm looking forward to that after doing this. This is fantastic, and you know, I'm not sure I'd want to do this by myself just because I'm not as experienced, at least with a canoe. We've had a few issues where, you know, we've come around some sharp corners after a little bit of, quote, rapids. And, you know, and this wind is picked up out of nowhere. So it's, you know, been kind of a pain. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I did bust out the external microphone, the little zoom unit. And I will tell you that the Z-Pack Bear Bag is not waterproof. It's water resistant, and if you hang it, you'd probably be okay, but water sloshing around a little bit in the bottom of the canoe, and I got some water. So I had my raincoat on earlier because it was rainy this morning, and so I stuffed that down on the bottom of the bag, and then I hung it where you'd put like a stern line, and so hopefully that's high enough out of the water that it's not going to get too wet. So lesson learned, bring a portable paddling kit in the car, a little 10-liter dry bag with some sunscreen and I don't know, snacks, whatever you put on a paddling thing. I don't know, I've never paddled, don't judge. We're gonna get rolling and head down that direction back towards Acres Ferry, which is I believe 8 miles. Alright guys, apologize for the wind noise, but I'm not getting out the external audio. So we just came through this little doohickamabob right here, and we missed the little chute and went straight into that log. We hopped over that log, and we hit that log and dumped. But luckily, you didn't drown. So I guess that's something for the Z-Pack's bag. But we're all wet. And it's a little chilly. Hopefully we won't do that again. Alright guys, so this is Welch Spring. And it comes out through here. Not as large as Blue Spring. And then it comes out over here. And there's a structure here as well that you can check out. And then here's the canoe down here. And so far we haven't died. But we might on this one because it looks horrible. I'm just kidding, it's not. And then we'll cruise across. And you just shoot across the opening, and then it's pretty smooth on the other side. So we're actually getting kind of close to being done. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that pretty? There's like so many picturesque moments, but I have my camera in a Ziploc bag inside that Z-Pack bag and hung off the stern line, so it's up out of any water because that bag's not waterproof. So lesson learned: buy a dry bag, stick it in the car. Anyway, this has been just super awesome. We've been having a good time, and I've been learning a lot about how I don't know how to paddle. So definitely worth checking out. And you know, for a whole day, it's not too expensive. Well, hey guys, we are done with our float. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, so it took us about 6 hours, and we went 15 miles down the current. And we did dump that one time, and there was a couple other times where it was kind of weird. I'm not a very good canoeist. I need to learn. Luckily, though, I didn't really lose anything. You know, I should have really not brought my camera at all. And oh, there's is it a bald eagle? We saw one bald eagle. We saw a bunch of snakes. And this is where I would love to have the camera and to be able to pull it out. So I don't know if maybe I need to get an otter box or something like that, you know, to really just kind of keep everything nice and protected but easily accessible. Let's zoom down there, see if we can't see them flying around. So yeah, it was good. It was like $40, and the guy said it's pretty much $40 wherever you're going. So it's sort of a set fee, and so you figure that out. Anywho, this is the Acres Ferry, and it is not running because apparently there was some electrical issues with the breaker box, and electricity and water do not mix. But it's $4 for cars, motorcycles, and $5 for trailered vehicles, and I guess it runs pretty much year round. It's kind of interesting little contraption. It's kind of freaky, but you know, there you go. Anyway, so I'm not done here though. Devil's Well is apparently right down the road, so I'm gonna go check that out. Dude, there is so many fish. It was just a fish jumping. There is just tons of fish. Let me zoom in here. Can you guys see those? I don't know if you can see those. We saw tons of trout. That one guy caught a trout. Definitely would like to come back and do some fishing. I don't have my rod with me, otherwise I'd go do some right now. But let's go check out Devil's Well, and we'll see what kind of water Satan's getting. All right, guys, so we have made it down to the Devil's Well, and that is not it. We're gonna go down and take a peek, but just so you know, when you come down the road, you're gonna think it's the wrong road, and it's the right road. So make sure you have enough clearance. It's a bit rocky. But they do have a couple little plaques here, and then they also have a trail that goes down to Cave Spring. Now, if you float the current from Acres Ferry to Pull Tight, you'll come across that, and it's actually pretty cool. I saw some pictures. A friend of mine actually floated it yesterday, actually, I think, or Friday, one of those two. I have no idea what day it is, and honestly, I don't care. So let's go down and check out the well. So I don't know if you guys can see the stairs coming down up top here. You kind of circle around, and there's water dropping. This is what made the well. And so if we look down here, and I'll zoom in here, you can see that that water is dropping down. I mean, that's 100 feet down to the bottom of the well. And there's this huge underground lake down there, and the water will travel out to the current river and pop out of Cave Spring. So it's pretty cool. There's not really a whole lot to see other than that. It's definitely an interesting geological feature. And they got a little, is that a pipe coming out? That might be a pipe. But yeah, they got a lot of water coming down here. And lots of stairs. So be careful because they're slippery. And kind of give you an idea here of this very cool. You see all the water. And that's what Missouri, you know, what makes all these waterways down here is, you know, all this water and these caves and spring systems through this whole area. It's very unique, I believe, to this area. I mean, I'm sure it happens in other areas, but I think what we have is a very unique resource, and it's definitely worthwhile to check out. Well, guys, that's pretty much about it for this adventure. I had a heck of a time hiking on the 11-point section. We knocked that section out in 2 days. Some rough mileage there. And then we floated the current river for about 15 miles. And that was very interesting. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot more floating. And just as a sort of an add-on, we checked out the Devil's Well. There is so much more to discover and see down in this area. There's just a lot of stuff going on. It's a bit of a haul from St. Louis, you know, it's a couple, 3 hours, but it's definitely worth the trip. And I want to, you know, advise you guys to come on down and check out some of the stuff. There is just so much down here to see in the Ozark Scenic Waterways. And the, you know, Ozark Trail down here as well is a really nice thing to see. So I want to thank you guys for getting through this video and watching all the way till the end. And just remember that life is an adventure. Go out and have one. It's fantastic.